try this again. Got interrupted by a phone call on the last one, so I'll just delete that video. But you wouldn't know that, would you? Alright, so last time we did shields. This one, we're going to do guardians and watchtowers. The title of this one is How Do I Use Guardians and Watchtowers? What are they? Where do they come from? Well, guardians and watchtowers. Let's start with guardians. Everybody of any faith normally has spirit guides and guardians. Sometimes your spirit guides are your guardians. Me, my spirit guides are just that. They're my guides. I communicate with them. They help me through day to day. No sense in calling on counsel or God and Goddess for just day to day stuff, right? Follow that hierarchy, if you will. But the guardians, I never really knew where they came from, who or what gave them to me, how I got them, nothing. I asked for them one day while in astral, and they were there. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've called on as many as 8 at a time, depending on what's needed. Now, once again, you have to use your personal essence, your personal energy to call on guardians, to make the call for and place watchtowers and hold them. And remember, everything we do has a cost of one kind or another. Whether it costs energy, whether it costs time, whether it costs some sort of karmic intervention, good, bad, or indifferent. Every form of energy use, magical use, whatever, has a cost. Always remember that. So your guardians are called on by a very quiet thought. I usually use something along the lines of guardians, please come to me, I could use your help. And then I get a feeling or an idea in the back of my mind or in the back of my eyes of 2 or 4 shadow creatures placed wherever I need them placed, whether they're at the 4 corners of the property or whether they're, around the house or what have you. So guardians are called by a conscious thought. Sounds much like a shield, doesn't it? Well, watchtowers are something that we place on property when we first move to that property to keep an ongoing eye on that property. And watchtowers are placed basically the same exact way that guardians are, except watchtowers are maintained 24/7. Typically what I do each night when I lay me down to sleep, I give thanks to the guardians and the watchtowers, and I give thanks to the spirits that guide me and help me each day. It's basically kind of along the same lines as the bedtime prayer that kids are taught by Christians when they're very young. And And it's not too far off, because we should always give thanks to that which we've got. You know, giving thanks to that which helps us on a day-to-day basis. Now, when it comes down to it, we have to be pure of thought when we call these. So when you're placing your watchtowers and you're placing your guardians, don't try to shoot a fly with a shotgun. Only call on what you need as you need it. And when the job is done, send it back and say thank you for your time, thank you for your service. Because you don't want to end up beholden to a pack of spirits that are mildly pissed off because you've kept them placed 24/7, 365 without need. That being said, it goes back to like last night we had torrential storms blow through. So as I laid down, I bubbled the house and the cars with the shields. I increased the energy to the guardians and the watchtowers to protect our property and my parents' property. And sometimes it gets into my sleep a little bit, and sometimes I don't rest well. But if I get up the next morning and nothing's tore up, I give thanks to that, and I let down the guardians to go back from which they came. I thank the watchtowers and ask them to stand fast, because I know that the watchtowers are mine to place 24/7. But I still give thanks for their protection. And of course I'm going to pull the bubble, because that's a direct occurrence from my energy. So as it shows, guardians, watchtowers, bubbles, shields, brick walls, whatever you call them, they all come from within you, and the knowledge that you can do it. And it all comes right back around to acceptance, and accepting the understanding and the responsibility that you can do it, and most especially the responsibility that you have to do it. So with this in mind, remember that responsibility that you carry for being able to perform these functions, all of these abilities that you've been given to do. Always respect spirits, and spirits that you have called on to perform functions that you need to perform. Right? With that, again, I say I look forward to your comments. Thank you for watching.